Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. What happened with Dallas? Can somebody tell me what happened with Dallas? You see the thumbnail, you see Dable's face, but I will say this, just off the bat. We're on to Chicago. Yes, Dallas beat us. Yes, there was a lot of ugly tape. But we are on to Chicago, and we can turn it right around. We still have a winning record. If we beat the Bears, we'll have a 3-1 record. So I'll just start off with that. But what I like to do with this Let's Talk series is, instead of reviewing the tape, because there's a lot of all 22 footage out there now. Everybody's putting in the information. Everybody has these film breakdowns. If you want to look at some good breakdown of films, Nick Filato with Big Blue Review is very, very good at it. Coach Ed Gladney with Unpopular Opinion Sports is very good at it. And also Big Pat Sports Talk is another good source for breaking down, film for games. And just go to those pages, subscribe, and then you'll see where they put up those uploads for the film breakdowns. Also, Mike Too Nice is another guy that's very good on film breakdowns as well. And the list goes on and on. There's a lot of guys out there. If I forgot your name or if I didn't mention you, I do apologize. But getting into this game and my thoughts, and again, this is Let's Talk, where I like to, talk about the game as a whole, the good, the bad, the ugly, what we can learn from it, and how we can improve, for the future. So if you like videos like that, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and the channel is growing, and I do want to thank you guys for that. There will be some all 22 footage as well in this video, but I won't be breaking down plays per se. You can just watch along as I talk about this game. Now, first off with this game, very disappointed in the offensive line and how we looked. Evan Neal is a rookie, I know, but he got beat pretty well, and he got beat often in this game. And he was going up against a pretty good or very good, defensive front. Lawrence is a good quality, pass rusher. He's an edge guy that has, played to a Pro Bowl level. And he showed that this week, and Evan Neal had all he can handle. But I will say this, he wasn't beat every play. And I think that he'll learn a lot from this game. He does get over his feet a little bit. He likes to lean. In some plays, you can see it too. If he just keeps with his good footwork and stays in front of Lawrence, he can hold those blocks. Lawrence likes to get upfield. So if you can just guide him up the field, allow Daniel Jones to step up in the pocket if possible, you probably won't get beat on some of those plays. But again, Evan Neal is a rookie. We knew some of his weaknesses were in pass protection. And again, he will learn from that. There's a lot of bad tape for Bobby Johnson, coach, offensive line coach Bobby Johnson, to go over with this team. Now, also on the offensive line, I am done with the musical chairs at the left guard spot. Ben Bredesen and Joshua Zudu. In this game, they went more heavy dose of Ben Bredesen. I did see Joshua Zudu only like in special teams, field goal, things like that. He was a part of that field goal team that got the field goal blocked, but he wasn't lined up on that side because you saw that Dallas overloaded the right side, and that's where the pressure came from. Joshua Zudu held on pretty good on the left side, but again, this musical chairs between Bredesen and Joshua Zudu, I think it's not fair to both Joshua Zudu and Andrew Thomas. You drafted Joshua Zudu in the 3rd round to be your left guard. You also have Shane Lemieux on the squad, but right now it's about, in my opinion, it's about it's about Andrew Thomas. Now, Andrew Thomas deserves that build chemistry with the left guard, a consistent guy at left guard. And he's doing a great job right now with the musical chairs going on next to him at left guard. But at the end of the day, if you want him to be even better, he needs to be able to trust the guy next to him. And if you allow Joshua Zudu to grow in that position, struggle if he needs to struggle, get through the good, the bad, and the ugly. At the end of the day, that benefits both Joshua Zudu and it benefits Andrew Thomas. So I would like to see more consistency at the left guard spot. Get a guy in there, let him play, let him grow with Andrew Thomas, for the future. Now, when it comes to Daniel Jones, this was a solid game from Daniel Jones. This might have been the best game of the season. If not, it absolutely, in my opinion, was the best game from Daniel Jones. And it wasn't about the yardage that he put up or the touchdowns and things like that. This was about how he was able to make some plays when the play broke down. How throughout all the pressure, and there were 26 pressures, 6 sacks, throughout all of that, he was still in there, hanging in there, and making some plays down the field. And that's something that we haven't seen. Also, holding on to the ball. He didn't fumble once, and he was getting hit constantly. So I do take the good with the bad, and that's a good from this game. Daniel Jones showed me a lot this game. Not saying that he's a world beater, because I do have to be clear, because people, they hear certain things and they run with it. I'm not saying that Daniel Jones is great. I'm saying that I was surprised at how good he looked, despite being pressured like crazy. But he was able to make plays with his legs. He was able to extend plays with his legs and find people downfield. And ultimately, it's about who you're throwing to. And right now, our wide receiver core is not it. It is not up to par. Guys like Richie James, they're overachievers. You didn't sign those guys for those guys to be in and getting these type of reps, this type of playing time. You leave that to your Kadarius Toney, your Kenny Galladay's, and I'll get back to him. Your Sterling Shepherds, Darius Slayton, another person that I'll get back to. And, of course, Wan'Dale Robinson is hurt. But when you have guys like David Sills and Richie James as your constant targets, it's no wonder why the passing game is struggling. And that's not a knock on David Sills or Richie James, because Richie James has stepped up. David Sills has stepped up in spots. But these are not your targets that you want to go to war with, every time. These are guys that are 4th, 5th on the list of wide receivers in that depth chart. And they should be playing accordingly to, their spot on the depth chart. Keeping it in the wide receiver room, Darius Slayton, I'm not sure what kind of doghouse they have for him, but he is in it. And there's no way that Darius Slayton should be getting the snaps that he's getting, because it's too far and few between. Regardless of how you feel about Darius Slayton, he is a better option than David Sills. There's no way you're going to get me to change my mind on that. Darius Slayton is a better target, has a better skill set, is a better receiver overall than David Sills, and he needs to be on the field. Now, with the injury to Sterling Shepard, and prayers go out to Sterling Shepard, it's heartbreaking to see this guy. He is a warrior, but he cannot stay healthy, and who knows, the writing might be on the wall for him. But you got to be able to get some better talent out there for Daniel Jones if you want him to be able to evaluate him and to see if you're going to offer him a contract at the end of the year or you're just going to let him walk. But you have to get some better quality guys at wide receiver. And that could just be getting Kadarius Toney healthy, Wan'Dale Robinson healthy. Kenny Galladay is healthy, but he's not performing. So maybe once we get these guys back, it might look different. But you have to get some better guys out there for Daniel Jones to throw to. Absolutely believe that. Now, let me switch over to the defensive side, and I'll be short probably with the defense, maybe not. There was a lot of anticipation in this game. Wink with his defense, we looked good the first 2 weeks. We did have a lot of explosive plays committed on us, but again, just the defense as a whole, the feel of it, we felt like we were getting pressure. We felt like this defense, was performing pretty well, and we were, especially our rush defense was pretty good. Not this Monday. Dallas was able to run the ball, and Dallas was able to throw the ball at will. It was a chess match, or I went into the game thinking it would be a chess match, but it really wasn't. They had an answer for everything Wink threw at them. It was almost like watching Floyd Mayweather, where no matter what you throw at him, there's a counterpunch to it. Wink would send pressure on the edges. They would do the quick read to the tight end. When we could not set the edges with our our outside linebackers or our edge rushers, it was a crack sweep or a toss sweep, or they would attack the edges. We were pretty solid up the middle as far as our defense goes, but we have to play better than that. And obviously Leonard Williams was not available, and being that he wasn't available, I really didn't think we would take the hit that we took. But yeah, Leonard Williams is very important to the squad. Not saying that I didn't know that before, but saying that I realized just how important he is, because this defense did not look the same. Even when he went out last week, at that point of the game, the defense was still able to step up and make some plays, but not this week. Dallas had a formula, and they were able to execute. Now, one thing I did notice, again, it was a debut for Kayvon Thibodeaux. The season debut for Azeez Ojulari, so the excitement was there. Now, Kayvon Thibodeaux was the king of almost on Monday night. He was almost getting there, and he almost got there often. He was able to get a batted ball, deflect the pass, so kudos. But like I said, he was almost there often. But Cooper Rush was getting rid of the ball so fast. It was kind of even hard, like 2 seconds, the ball was out of his hands, and he knew exactly where he wanted to go. So pre-snap, and all the confusion that goes along with Wink's system, we didn't see the quarterback confused at all. The offensive line of Dallas Cowboys played very well. They picked up a lot of the blitzes, they picked up a lot of the stunts, but overall, I would say that they kept us honest, because we didn't know if they were passing and rushing, because they were doing both. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't think the adjustments were made in this game. Again, you have Kayvon Thibodeaux covering the flat, you have Azeez Ojulari covering the flat and getting beat getting beat there. I want these edge rushers to do what they do best, and that's rush the passer. And again, Cooper Rush was getting the ball out quickly, so would it have changed the outcome? I'm not sure, but when you look at these guys, you expect them to be aggressive in rushing the passer, not dropping out in the flat and covering zone in pass coverage. Just something that I didn't expect to see. But again, I'm looking at the safeties. Good play by McKinney in run defense and pass defense. There was a play where CeeDee Lamb, McKinney had him one-on-one and covered him very well, was able to get the deflection. So McKinney is showing his growth. Another guy that showed up was Julian Love. No Julian Love slander, please. He was all over the place. He was making plays. He was the one wrapping up. He's a sure tackler. Julian Love has played very well so far, especially in this scheme. Now, again, the defensive line, we didn't get the pressure that we thought we were going to get. We did not get the pressure from the edge, and then the linebacker play also was not good as well. Whenever we would rush, they would go right behind the linebackers on that second level, come off the edge. We weren't setting the edge. They would just run around that. I saw one play where Kayvon Thibodeaux was sealed by a wide receiver, seal block, on a crack sweep, and he could not get off the block. So again, this is a learning experience for the team. You want to see these guys play better. I expect these guys to play better, and then again, with all of this tape from this game, I expect our coordinators, Wink, Kafka, I expect offensive line coach Bobby Johnson, our head coach Brian Dable, to see this and make those corrections. Now, I'm hoping that in the Chicago game, Darius Slayton is more involved. Kenny Golladay is more involved, and also I think we abandoned the run a little too quickly this game. When you have a guy like Saquon Barkley, you have to use him, and even if you're only getting 2 yards, 3 yards, 1 yard, all it takes is just that one play, and you saw it in that game where he can break it for 40 yards and a touchdown. So don't stray away from the run game, even when it's down. That's what we learned the first 3 weeks, is that when we're consistent with running the ball, something breaks, and the big play is right around the corner. So yeah, just some observations that I had Again, this is just Let's Talk, so I'm just vibing with you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, what you saw, if you agree with some of the things that I'm talking about. Let me know that in the comments below. But again, we are on to Chicago. I expect a bounce back game. I expect the Giants to be 3-1. Sunday afternoon, I expect this to be 3-1. Sunday afternoon, absolutely. This is a bounce back game for the Giants. And I just expect that. I expect the offense to look better, and I expect this defense to look a lot better. And can we get some consistent pressure on the quarterback? Let's get Fields rattled. He's a young guy. Wink should be able to do a lot of things against Wink. Wink should be able to do a lot of things against Fields. He should be able to get him nervous and cause him to make some mistakes, and maybe we get our first interception of the year. Fumble recoveries. We need some turnovers, man. We absolutely need some turnovers, especially with this defense, especially with the guys we got playing. I'm not sure if Leonard Williams is going to play this week. I haven't seen the injury report yet. It has not been out yet. But, yeah, man, I'm excited still for this team. And despite this loss to the Dallas Cowboys, and I hate losing to Dallas, it had to happen at some point in time because we don't expect them to win every week. Or I don't expect us to win every week, at least not yet. But again, I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.